So I'm really excited to be on this panel, and that's because you've got some great folks here, some great leaders in the flexible office market who are all seeing flexible offices become a larger portion of the overall office market. Now, how large that's going to become at the end of the day is up for debate, and I hope that that's what we can really dig into on the panel. So I would say that if you were to take away one thing from this panel session, it's going to be hopefully some controversial things said, or some disagreements had on where the end of flexible office penetration rates are going to be, dependent on huge technological changes that are happening in the market today. The future of offices is really dependent on a lot of changes that are happening right now, whether it's work from home and remote work, or the impact of COVID, whether that's long lasting or not. And I think that that's going to be part of the debate. I think that anybody who's interested in the future of offices is going to be interested in what the increasing share of the flexible office market as a percentage of the total office market is going to mean. And so I think that the future of the office market is so uncertain. So anybody with an opinion or with an interest in the office market at all is going to want to understand what the implications are of working from home and flexible working and COVID and everything. So I think it touches all sectors or all parts of the office market. There are three big trends that we're seeing. The first of which is that lease lengths are getting shorter and tenants are staying in their space less and renewing less than they used to. And that's just because tenants are able to make use of a lot more flexibility they have in terms of the technology they use to work. So that's something that was happening pre-COVID, will continue regardless of what the ultimate implications of COVID are. The second thing I would say is that the way that we use space is changing. So whereas the old days you may have had a larger percentage of your office given away to desks, you don't anymore, and there are reasons for that. And the last thing I would say is that flexible office isn't just being used by small and medium-sized companies anymore. So I think we're at a really exciting time for the future of offices, and that's because of all these technological changes that have been happening over the last decade or two. The sort of move away from being tethered to the desk and onto the cloud means that employees and employers can do a lot of things that they couldn't do before. And so I think the way in which we use space is going to change. Now, what that means for how much space tenants are ultimately going to need that's up for debate. And I think that's going to, I hope that's going to be what the panel makes good headway in terms of trying to understand and wrap our hands around. But I think this is a really exciting time for employees who have suddenly been given a tremendous amount of flexibility in their lives, which they hadn't had before.